Let's talk breath. So many people ask me, well, how do you help people? How do you coach people? How do you work? How do you help people when they're experiencing anxiety or stress? How do you work with people? And what modalities do you use? Now, the reality is I use many different modalities because my background is so varied. But something that I do focus on, not with every single client and not with everyone, but breath work. And today I'm going to share with you a technique called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. And I'll go into that in a moment, but let me just come back to breath as a tool for enhancing our consciousness, expanding and evolving our consciousness, but also the healing and physiological benefits of breath. Now, breath may not always be for everyone. Unfortunately, some people have experienced tremendous trauma and pain in their lives. And so moving into profound breath work or intense breath work can be too overwhelming. So definitely proceed with caution. But the breath work that I'm going to show you today is the 4-7-8 breathing technique, and it's really about addressing anxiety or anxiousness. If we're feeling stressed, it can be a really good way to regulate our nervous system, regulate our mind so that our mind isn't racing and our self and our being is not distracted with thoughts that aren't serving us. And it can help us get to sleep. So, let me begin with some of the foundations of this breathwork technique. And you know what? I'm going to start doing a lot more of this live as well. And these will also go on IGTV, and they'll be in Facebook and in my YouTube channel too. Because breath is actually, it's a really important component of not so much just what I teach, but how I facilitate, how I support, how I hold people through journeys. And it's a go-to tool for me. I'm consistently learning more about it. I'm educating myself more about it. I practice breath myself on a daily basis in some way, shape or form. There are so many amazing pioneers in this space, and learning from them and growing in this space is something that it's a remarkable, it can be a remarkable tool for not only your own growth, but also reprieve in your everyday life, in your relationships, in the conversations that you're having with yourself. And so this particular breath is simple. I wanted to start with something simple. We can use a dyad breath or a triad breath. This is a triad breath. You can use something called a quad breath or box breathing as well, which again, very, very simple. And I'm going to go deeper into these later on, but right now, 4-7-8 breathing technique. So this was a technique that I first came across from Dr. Andrew Weil, and he's a health practitioner. He has restaurants and he's been in the health and wellness space for a long, long time. And this particular technique, it's vested and grounded in pranayama, and it comes more from yogic or Vedic philosophy, yogic practices. And really, it's, again, a practice. When you practice this regularly, it's something that can help you go to sleep and just help relax the nervous system and calm down your mind. And so, ultimately, it's about getting the body in a deep state of relaxation. There are many ways to do this. Again, this is just one way to do this. And so the specific patterns that we use and the pattern that we'll be using here, so holding the breath, for example, it really allows your body to replenish oxygen. And that's part of placing us in that relaxed state. So from the lungs outward, techniques such as the 4-7-8 can give your organs and your tissues a much needed oxygen boost. And so if you're feeling stress, if your body is depleted in any capacity, this can help. Also, by the way, drinking a lot of water or ample amounts of clean water can help you feel lighter in your being as well. So we're talking about bringing the body back into balance. We're talking about regulating the fight or flight response when we feel stressed. It's about calming that and knowing that we needn't be in a fight or flight response right now. And so this is important if you're experiencing disharmony or difficulty in your relationship, if you're stressed at work, if you're overwhelmed with family responsibilities or just any responsibilities. This technique, if you practice it, say every evening, and even if you don't have massive amounts of trouble getting to sleep, this technique can really put you into a more peaceful slumber. So it it almost forces you to focus on your breathing because of the pattern dynamic, because of the pattern sequence. And if you're focused on your breathing, you're almost soothing a racing heart and a racing mind, right? And so these practices and this particular technique can be compared to alternate nostril breathing, mindfulness meditations, visualizations, guided imagery, and other breath techniques as well. So again, you practice this at your own pace, and you don't need to jump in, right? So let me begin to explain what this looks like. So you either sit down comfortably, and I'm going to run you through a round of it now. You sit down comfortably, or if you want to get to sleep, obviously you lay down, and you want to be in a very comfortable position. Make sure that you're really prepared to relax. Make sure that you're not in a place where you're overstimulated, or you're going to be distracted, or you're not going to be able to just settle. So make sure that you're in a calm, relaxed place. You want to have your tongue on the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth. So pardon me showing you my open mouth, but like this. And then you'll close your mouth. Now, this technique involves inhaling through the nose for a 4-second count, holding your breath for a 7-second count or a 7 count, and then exhaling through the mouth, sometimes with pursed lips or just open lips, obviously, for 8 seconds. All the while the tongue is here just behind, on the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth. So you want to make like a whooshing sound when you're exhaling, and the inhale is quite silent. So the whooshing sound, you want to exhale all the air out of your lungs. And then you would commence your inhale. So it's just a 4 count by your measurement, a 7 count hold, and 8 count exhale. So let me run this for you. And so on and so forth. So you start getting the idea now. So every time you inhale, that's a new cycle of breath. So an inhale, a hold, and an exhale is 1 round. I would recommend begin with 4 rounds of this, and you can move up to 8 rounds. So you don't need to do this a lot. It's not a great deal. You know, you're looking at 4 plus 7 is 11, plus 8 is 19 seconds, 19 seconds a round. And so you literally could have all of this done in under 3 minutes. Can you do more rounds? Potentially. Start with 4, get comfortable there, and then move to more rounds, and you can move up to 8. Now the breathing is important, the exhale is important. The holding the breath is probably the most critical part of the practice, and it's important that you hold that breath and are in a very relaxed state, whether you're sitting or whether you're laying. So allow your body to be soft, okay? You don't need to be alert, you just need to be present to what is unraveling for you. So that's the 4, 7, 8 breath. 4-second inhale, 7-second breath hold, 8-second exhale, or a 4 count, 7 count, 8 count. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I'll get to it. Practice this, commit to it for 30 days, building up to 8 rounds, and just observe how you feel. Observe what happens within you and how the breath progresses you. I'm going to be doing more of these videos around different breathing techniques. Hope to see you there. Many blessings. Speak soon.